Hi everyone, so I wanted to sort of talk about something which I haven't really touched on before. It's basically about to do with boxing. I wanted to talk about where the boxing world stands at the moment. I haven't never really done a video about boxing. I don't know about football, I don't know about like video games and stuff. I've never done a video about actual boxing, which I sort of makes sense because I don't really watch boxing that much. But I wanted to mention recently, the heavyweight division's been getting a lot of it's been kind of tossed up a little bit. I wanted to talk about a potentially undisputed clash, like the first one in like 20 years since Lennox Lewis, 20 plus years ago. So I want to talk about this because it's kind of the heavyweight division has been thrown up in the air because I think because the recent fight between like Joshua and Usyk and stuff, and Usyk won the rematch. So it's looking like it's going to be an undisputed fight between Fury, who's coming out of retirement, and this Ukrainian guy called Usyk. I think that's going to be incredibly interesting because it's like I think Frank Rowan mentioned it, Fury's promoter. He said it's like the World Cup of boxing. That's what he said, because obviously there's the Football World Cup coming on in Qatar, and they might actually do it there as well because it's sort of close to the event. And he called it the World Cup of boxing because it basically is all four belts will be on the line for the first time ever, actually, because even when Lennox Lewis won undisputed, the WBO, I think it was the WBO, didn't exist. So the WBO didn't exist then. So when he was doing that, the WBO came in 2007. So Lennox Lewis won the three belts. So it's really interesting. It's really quite. It's really interesting to see. Undisputed. I mean, it's going to be incredible. Like I said, it's going to be all four belts on the line for the first time, and it's something to look out for. If you're a boxing fan, I'm personally not like a massive boxing fan anyway. I do like boxing, of course I do. Just like I like football, but I don't really watch boxing or football. I don't really watch TV. I haven't watched TV for a while. I don't really watch much TV anymore, to be honest. But I did have Now TV, and that had Sky Sports and stuff. But even then, boxing isn't usually on Sky Sports. Football is, but boxing's always up on Box Office. So it's a shame. I missed the days when it was on ITV. But no, it's going to be interesting. Like I said, in the mix, it used to be Wilder, Fury, and AJ. Now AJ and Wilder have kind of sort of gone, haven't they? And now it is Fury, and he said, it's going to cost him like so much money to come out of retirement, which is a bit funny because on like TalkSport and stuff, there are people saying that that much money, he's going to get it anyway. So I don't know why he's giving himself a deadline, but it doesn't matter. But no, it's going to be a fight, Fury versus Usyk. I personally would have wanted Joshua. I don't know, because I know Joshua more, and Usyk can't really speak very well English, like I said, and understandable because he's Ukrainian. I suppose he doesn't need to really. But Joshua, I've sort of known about Joshua for a while. He's British. I can't lie. I suppose I did prefer him to him, even though there's these two fights. Fury and Usyk are both undefeated. Joshua obviously lost 3 times now in 5 fights. But obviously, personally, I sort of did want Joshua. I like Eddie Hearn as well. That's what I wanted to say. I don't know why. I just like Eddie Hearn a lot as well. But no, on TalkSport they're mentioning it recently and stuff. Like Simon Jordan and some other people, they were saying, Fury sees like 500 million to come out of retirement, and he only got 30 million from his last fight. But apparently, like Tiger Woods has spent £1 billion. So I'm just saying, I don't usually talk about all this stuff. It sounds a bit not irrelevant, but I don't usually kind of talk about other people's sort of boxing careers and stuff and whatever stuff on radio. But this is like a one-off. I wanted to mention it because I think it's very interesting. And it's Fury versus Usyk. I don't think we're going to be able to get tickets because they said it's not going to be in the UK because Wembley Stadium isn't available, and it has to be this year before. I think Frank Wellman said before the mandatory to take place next year. So it's got to be as soon as possible. I think AJ's also fighting in December as well. I think Eddie Hearn said that AJ's also going to be fighting this year as well. So they can't have any of these, they've got to do the fight straight away. But I think it's incredibly interesting. Like I said, I wouldn't say I'm a huge boxing fan anyway, but I mean, I do like boxing just like I like football. Definitely better than golf and cricket and rugby. No offence, I don't really understand it. Obviously, American football, forget it. But boxing and football, and there's darts as well. But then darts is different because darts is very simple. It hasn't got quite that sort of level. You wouldn't go onto TalkSport and go onto the radio and go onto Sky Sports News and talk about darts, would you, unless it's part of the event or something. But no, I think boxing is incredible. Like I said, an undisputed fight, all 4 belts on the line, and it has to be made. Like I said, I personally would have preferred Joshua Fury. I just think that I know Joshua more, and he's the other Brit, and I sort of have been following him a little bit. I would have preferred him, not gonna lie. But it doesn't matter. Usyk's fair play. He's Alexander. He's done well. He's incredibly well because that's the thing. I was talking in a video not too long about Ukraine and everything, about the war in Ukraine a few months ago. I was doing a video about it. That Usyk initially stalled his fight with Joshua because he was helping out the military in Ukraine. So he did all that, plus he came back to win the rematch to retain his all the 3 belts. Sorry, IBO and WBO. I think the WBC is held by Fury. So he came back to retain those 3 belts whilst he actually helped out with the military effort in Ukraine and helped his people because he's Ukrainian. He actually helped out the war effort. Unbelievable. So you've got to give him credit. In all fairness, Usyk's done very well. And this fight will be both fighters are undefeated. In all fairness, Usyk's done incredibly well. Got to give him all the, Joshua's a good fighter, but fair play to Usyk. Like I said, it's kind of, I have to see where the heavyweight division goes because, like I said, Usyk's been fighting in 2 weight classes as well, cruiserweight, and now he's gone up as well. So he's like a 2 weight class champion. Because I think he was undisputed at cruiserweight as well. So it's unbelievable what he's done. I think towards the end of the fight, I think Joshua threw the belts out and everything. He said it was because of, obviously he lost and it was just passion, pure passion in the game. He he really wanted to win, and you couldn't believe it when the judges announced split decision. And it was close. It went all the way to split decision. People even said that up to the 10th round, Joshua was winning it. It was only that Usyk, I think Eddie Hearn called it one of the most incredible rounds he's ever seen in his life, like a 10th round or something. But yeah, it's unbelievable. And it's just and like I said, I had to do a video about this. I might have talked about football, Premier League or something, 30 years of Premier League, but I wanted to talk about this. I wanted to talk about the undisputed because I think this is big. And Tyson Fury said he was retired, but like I said, the idea of retiring at undisputed is undisputed. Oh my God, 4 belts. And that's it. Like I said, imagine what he'd be saying because he is retired. I think his wife Paris said he doesn't want to box anymore. And he's got like 4, 5, 6 kids or something. So it's fair enough. He wants to lay off it. He's not even that. He's like 34, like 12 years older than me. But well, not 12 years. I'm 26, so 8 years older than me. Not normal. But no, it's just incredible. It's incredible prospect. Like I said, I don't know where it's going to be held, like Qatar, something they might do it around the World Cup. But like I said, I think it's going to be made. I'm going to keep an eye on it. Like I said, it's going to be the first undisputed fight in like 20 years. And even then, when Lennox Lewis became undisputed, that was only for 3 belts. The WBO's only been around since 2007. So it's incredible and stuff. It's incredible. On TalkSport, I've seen what they've said on Sky Sports, boxing and everything. It's this incredible fight because I do feel sorry for Joshua because there's no way Eddie Hearn's now. He's his promoter. He's saying he has to get back in the game December fight, but there's no way what Hearn's saying is. You can imagine Frank Warren's going to be getting the undisputed fight, lining the 2 fighters up and going to the undisputed. Hearn's going to be thinking, damn it, that could have been me. And even Joshua was saying, I wanted the undisputed. Even in his YouTube bio or something, Joshua said, I'm on the road to undisputed. He hasn't changed it yet. But I did feel a little bit sorry for Joshua because I did want Joshua to win. I just did because I've been following him for quite a few years now. I like his stance. Almost reminds me like a younger version of Ali a little bit. Kind of the way it's the way he's composure and everything, the way he boxes. So I did want Joshua to win. I'm not going to lie, I did. But it doesn't matter. Usyk's done very well. Give him all the credit, and the fact that he helped out with the Ukrainian warfare, plus came back to fight him and win that fight, he's done very, very well. In all fairness, absolutely amazing job. He's done incredible. He's done incredibly well. So I've got to give all the credit to Usyk for doing an amazing fight. And he's earned the right to undisputed. He's undefeated. He's got champion 2 weight classes now, and I have to see. Like I said, I wouldn't mind maybe Joshua facing Wilder maybe because Wilder's coming back out of retirement. Not out of retirement, but he's back. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens. Like I said, boxing, I sort of follow football a bit more, just watching Man United with as well. But no, it's interesting. I thought I wasn't going to do a video. I sort of was going to do a video about it, but I think I've never done a video about boxing because it's like the first time I'm doing about boxing as well. Yeah. And I just thought I've got to mention it about undisputed and where the heavyweight division sort of lies at the moment. I think it's incredible to think about, and yeah, like I said, it's just you have to wait and see what happens, don't you? So yeah, but yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible what's the heavyweight divisions all be mixed up now, and it's really interesting because we're heading for the first undisputed fight in over 20 years, and it's really going to be really interesting because, like I said, if Fury wins it and he retires, I mean, that's someone you couldn't think of a better time to retire. Undisputed, fucking hell, wow. But we'll have to see. Oh my God, what a fight that's going to be. I said it probably won't be at Wembley Stadium, but Joshua must be kicking it. I'm ashamed. I wanted Joshua to win. Joshua must be kicking himself, thinking, damn it, that could have been me lining up for an undisputed. Now he's going to have to wait till next year, probably a few more fights down the line. Oh, it is what it is. That's just boxing, innit? He did well for. I didn't actually watch the fight. I probably shouldn't say this, but I didn't actually watch the fight. I just saw comments on it and stuff. Because I couldn't watch the fight anyway because I didn't pay for it. I would have wanted to pay for it. I don't know. Even if it was Man United in the Champions League final, I wouldn't have paid for it. I probably would have done actually, but I don't know. But yeah, I thought I'd mention this. I thought it was very interesting. So yeah, I wanted to say it. But it's very interesting, isn't it? What's happening? So, yeah.